All right, you guys. We thank you guys for tuning in to us another episode of the Truckers Lounge. I have with me a trusted driver, been on the road about a little over 18 years. Tyrone, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, not much, man. Just enjoying the home time.
Man, so I know you was telling me not long ago you had changed up positions. You done changed what you was over the road, and now you running locally now. So you home with every day now?
Yeah, it's gonna be every day because the money just not out there like it used to be, and cost of the meals on the road, all that stuff adds up when you have a
Yeah,
family at home. So
yeah, do
kind
man.
of like gotta have a budget, brother.
Oh yeah, you do. So what we wanted to talk about was relationships and everything dealing with a relationship, trying to maintain a relationship over the road. And some people can maintain it. Like I try to tell people, an older road truck driver, basically you are in a long distance relationship, especially when you go on, you know, 1, 2, 3 weeks at a time. And so you've been doing it 18 years, and the majority of your 18 years, you was over the road, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so now you
It's
tell me, because I've been driving 18 years too, and we went to school together. And at the same token, I did over the road a little bit, I did regional a little bit, I did local, I done all three. How was things for you trying to maintain a relationship over the road?
well, I would say number one, it's like similar to a military wife, and you basically can't step on her toes when she has her schedule set when you're out there, so you can't come in and think you can take control of it. Kind of let her do her thing, and then
Yeah,
just add to it. The biggest issue I had was spending time, making that time, because you come
oh
home,
yeah,
you still want to work on the truck. You can't do that all the time, still work with the truck and all that. You're home, you got to try to do everything on the road that you need to do to the truck. So
yeah.
when you're home, you don't take away that time from your family.
Now you was a owner operator for the majority of the time. I know some of those times you were company drivers. Was it harder being an owner operator being gone or company driver being gone?
Yeah, for me, company was harder because company, you have little or no control at all. And the companies that I was with, I was able to book my own freight and get home, mostly when special events was coming up. I didn't
Yeah.
have to go through a dispatcher because, dispatchers, they tell you one thing and then it make it even harder for you when it's time to go home. So
Yeah, man.
that was a pro for my position.
And to kind of piggyback on one thing you had said about not stepping on her toes when you get home. I remember being in trucking school. One of the instructors was like, "Hey, when you come home, that ain't your house. Say you're a visitor." He said you're a visitor when you come home. You're somebody that's just passing through if you're an older road truck driver, because back when
It's
we
true.
started, 2 weeks at a time was the standard. 2 weeks at a time, come home for
Uh huh.
2 days. And so like that, you are just passing through. You're a guest in her home. So
That's right.
let me ask you this. What are, among some of the things that you talked about, um, what are some things that you feel like people can do to maintain at least a decent relationship while they've made that decision to be apart, you know, running the road, what are some things you could suggest they do when they are together that may help them out when they're apart for those prolonged periods of time?
Uh, when we came in, we didn't have all that video chat. So, video
Yeah,
chat more. Definitely got to keep that communication. Got to have communication because if
right.
you don't have that, it is not going to work at all. That's
Yeah,
the big thing. Communication, use the video chat and just try to make it the best that you can to the special events. And, before going out there, try to have a little schedule set, and keep her informed on everything you got going on.
All right. Communication again, like you said, that communication, checking in regularly, making sure, hey, are we good? Where's our relationship going? Now, let me ask you this. If you had it to do all over again, would you have stayed an older road truck driver those 18 years, or would you change anything, or,
I would have had more money set to the side when doing the owner op stuff, and pretty much that's the biggest thing I see as far as what happened, what was going on with me anyway.
Yeah.
Having more finances set to the side, and before you jump out there, because once you jump, you gotta be keeping in your back of your mind that things can go wrong, unexpectedly. And when you run, you make big money, but when you make big money, you have big repairs, and that affects the household. So.
Yeah, I can see that. So, was there anything that you missed? Some things that you missed out on during that time that you was an older road driver?
Oh yes, birthdays, family reunions, things like that. I missed some of them, but if you do, you that once again, you can't come home and you've been out there and you ain't coming home with no money. You gotta, you know what I mean? You're gonna make it hard on yourself.
Yeah.
So if you're out there, you gotta make know your worth, make your money, person you with, man or woman, keep that line of communication, and try to make that time when you're home to be home and do things together. Yeah. Make your time at home count.
Make it count. Yeah, you're right. So let me ask you this before I let you go. What advice would you give? This is like a 2-part question. What advice would you give someone new that's coming through the door, that's in a relationship, that's thinking about being an older road driver? And also, what advice would you give someone who's been driving a while over the road, but feel like that's their only option, but they kind of got problems going on at home?
Well, for the new person, I would say, to just like reiterate what we talked about is you got to go over everything, pros and cons with being away. There's a lot of drivers now that, got YouTube channels and stuff. You can look at some of that and just talk to some of the drivers at your truck stops and stuff, communicate with them also, because a lot of drivers do look out. So, I ain't gonna want to say a lot, but there's a few drivers that, keep it real with you when it comes to that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so for the person that's been at it for a while, but they kind of got problems going on, and this could be a male or female truck driver, but they kind of got some issues going on at home, what would be your advice to them?
According to what problems? If it's hometown problems,
I would say relationship
to your local.
Yeah, relationship issues.
First you got to identify what that issue is. Is it the home time? Is it the money?
Yeah.
Is it just being away too long? Because if it's just the being away part, you got plenty. Well, depends on where you live.
Where you live, yeah.
Do your research. If you may have to pick up endorsements or whatever, but do your research on the area you're in and find out if there's local jobs or jobs that can get you home more, and still maintain what budget you need for your household and your bills. So just do your research, your homework on it, and go from there.
Okay, Roger and Driver, man, I appreciate you having you on. We're gonna have to get you on again at some point so you can tell us about this new career move you made running locally, Tyrone.
For sure. Anytime.
Yeah, all right then, Driver, man. I'm gonna let you get on back to doing your cooking, and as always, you guys, thank you for tuning in to the Truckers Lounge. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and you guys stay blessed, man. I'll talk to you later, Tyrone.
No problem.